the one that I.
Okay. All right. So while you're pulling that up, McKenna, this is really awesome. McKenna told me that what she did is she took her top two or three goals, and I'm spitballing on numbers here. Took your goals for sharing, you want to share, and you took and Jesse told you to find your top three whys of why you're doing those goals. And then you stuck it in a chat GPT and you said, hey, here are my goals and here are the reasons why I'm doing these things. And I want to make this flow really well because I'm going to be telling this to people. That was basically the prompt that you did.
Yeah.
Right, McKenna. And you sold $11,000 worth of Cutco. And how much of that 11,000 have you sold since you started sharing these goals the way you spit it out?
Um, it's definitely increased since I started using this goal sheet
But
the
would
way
you say
I have.
3,000, 2,000, 8,000? Like what, like where were you when you did this?
I think I was about $4,000 or $5,000
Okay,
in sales.
so you're like about halfway or whatever, a little less.
Yeah.
And so you've been sharing this for like maybe half your CPO career.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Would you pull up whatever you pulled up from ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Have you
Hmm.
got that and just share screens?
I have the document that I like put all the information on.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. So
Um,
share whatever you can share here.
okay, sounds
And this is really kind of cool because again, that 6 steps that we taught yesterday in the meeting, right? And those 6 steps are invaluable. So if it's missing any of those 6 steps, it's because Chat GPT didn't know about the 6 steps. So it could even be cleaned up maybe if you added the 6 steps and told Chat GPT this. So is this what Chat GPT came up with, or is this what you then
This
fed
is what I
Chat?
started with before I put it
Okay.
all in ChatGPT.
So yeah, customer name. Do you mind if I share my goals? I'm working with Cutco, great company, long term. My boyfriend Eli, the man, the myth, the legend, the book, the TV series, made for TV movie, series on DVD, whatever. Okay, and then why creating memories with with Eli, and you guys bought the house together. And then the second thing says opportunity to build my resume. Why this can be open many doors for me. I will show them versatile in my field because you're graduating with marketing, right? For marketing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then Vector has a different opportunities to allow me to spread my wings and grow. And then marketing degree. Oh yeah, there it says marketing. Okay, and then Y tells story, and then first my summer contest, and then go ahead and then you
I
do the
have the work
thermometer.
highlight the
The
rest of it.
thermometer is in the
The
template.
interactive demo, yeah.
Yeah, the template that we have even in the other demo. But yeah, now scroll to that last little bit at the bottom where we were a second ago. Yeah, that right there. I'm working with Kako. Great. So that is this what Chat GPT gave you?
This is what I kind of like formed it. I went from having
Made it
the
your own,
whys and I turned it into like paragraphs.
and
And
then you fed
then
that to
I
Chat.
took yeah, and then I took this to Chat GBT. I before I used this information,
Huh.
I kind of just like started off. I just kind of started it like a conversation with a
Yeah.
friend. Kind
Yeah.
of sounds weird because it's AI, but
So
um
that's what you came up with this,
yeah.
and then you fed that to Chat GPT to make it flow better.
Yeah, I was basically just like, I'm working on my goal sheet for work. This I share Cutco presentations. Here's my goals. Can you help me make it flow better? Like that's
Yeah.
literally how I worded it, as if I was wording it to
Beautiful.
somebody that would just edit my paper.
And then in any way that you can show me, whether it's that other way you showed me earlier, or if you have the Chat GPT pulled up,
Yeah.
the actual thing. So what did it come up with? This?
This I'll make it smaller, hopefully.
Actually, make it bigger if you want and read it. Can you read it to me real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Go for it.
Well, Phil, do you mind if I share some of my goals with you?
No, totally. Go for it, McKenna.
Well, I'm working with Cutco because it's more than just a job. It's a stepping stone. It's helping me gain real-world experience, develop essential skills, and start building a foundation for my future while I'm still young. I'm currently a marketing major at Colorado Mesa University. I started out in sport management, thinking that I'd go into sports advertising, but I realized I didn't really want to just limit myself to sports. I'd been in sports my whole life, and I wanted something new. And I really want to be able to tell a story through advertising. I believe great marketing doesn't just sell a product, it connects with people on a deeper level, and that's the kind of impact that I want to have. Working with Cutco is part of that journey. I'm here to grow into somebody future employers cannot ignore. I want them to see a person with strong time management, someone who can handle rejection with grace, and someone who keeps going when the road gets hard. This role is helping me become a five-star candidate, not just on paper, but in character. I'm about to start my summer contest and or my summer contest for our next
So this
con.
hasn't been edited yet for the push.
No, it hasn't, but it is in
Right.
my actual demo.
But this is your normal demo. Oh yeah, this is the document that came up on a normal week that you when
Yeah,
ChatGPT, but now you've edited it for the
for
push.
the push. Yeah.
But just for now, do the same, do where you are right now. I just started my summer content.
Perfect. Yeah. I just started my summer contest. My goal is to book about 10 appointments a week to reach my goal of $40,000 by the time school starts in August. I know it's a big goal, but here's my thermometer. This is where I show my thermometer.
Cool.
And this is where I'm currently sitting at my goal of $40,000 for the summer. And I'm fully confident, and I assure you that I'm 100% capable of this.
Okay,
This is
so
where
that's
I'm
using
practicing
what we
the
taught
Hal
yesterday.
Elrod stuff in here. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, so this is the stuff you did before you knew the Hal Elrod 6 steps,
Yeah.
the push period goals, which are obviously a
Hmm.
lot higher for the push. But
Yeah.
continue as if it's not the push. So just hit
Okay.
if I sell enough Cutco.
Perfect. Yeah. And if I sell enough of this of Cutco this summer, I can earn a President's Club letter, which would look fantastic on my resume. It's actually a hand-signed letter of recommendation from a president and CEO of our company. So that would be super awesome. And if I reach that $40,000 mark, maybe a little bit less, but I qualify for the All-American Scholarship that Cutco offers, and it would really help with my tuition.
Mm,
Um, and another goal of mine today, or another goal of mine that drives me every day, is that I just recently bought my first house. Most people my age aren't really thinking about this thing yet, but for me, it was about making a long-term investment for my future, and I want to pay it off as quickly as I can to free myself up for even bigger dreams. And one of those dreams is being able to travel the world long term with my boyfriend after we graduate from college, not just for a weekend or spring break, but for a few months. We want to be able to take a step back behind the scenes and finally see places you can only imagine. And I want to be able to experience the world, not just observe it through a screen.
mm.
So that's why I'm here, not just working. I'm building and growing into a version of myself that I can be proud of. And then there's one more thing that we have to do, but we don't have to get into that
Okay, and
part.
that goes into downloading the customer app.
Yep.
I can't imagine not wanting to download the app after hearing that story. That's freaking awesome. Okay, now, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or perfect yet or not. If you integrate the 6 steps from what you learned from Hal or from those steps, right?
Yeah.
That we taught in the meeting on Tuesday, and then now the push. And again, pull up whatever you have pulled up. Go ahead and go back if you want to the demo. Yeah, go ahead and if you can pull up that profile thing that you showed me, and actually find the part. Have you edited it a lot since yesterday or no?
Not a whole bunch. I mostly just added what I was gonna do for the push, but still have to change it a little bit because
Let's
now that I
start. Let's start with the I will be starting.
okay.
I will right there in the middle,
Yep.
right there. If you could,
Do you
because
want
that's
me to
where I
edit
see that.
it?
Just no. Start with what
Okay.
you've already edited it a little bit, right? The
Yeah,
14
just
book
slightly.
and 17 days. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I will be starting my second push here on the 14th.
Yep.
It's a 17-day push period, and my goal is to reach about 40 to 50 appointments to reach my goal of $15,000 to $20,000 in sales. And overall, my goal for the summer is to be able to hit that $40,000 mark by the time
That's
school starts.
changed. Let me make a point. You should say a finite exact number. Don't say 40 to 50. You
Okay.
need to work that goal for sure, 100%. I always say if you have 106 openings in your schedule between the 15th and the 1st of 15th of July and the 1st of August, you're probably gonna like work really, really hard to get to half. And that means completed demos. So you might book 70, MacKenna, but
Hmm.
you'll complete 50,
Yeah.
right? And if you're really firm up, you'll be sad doing 55. Like darn, I was really good on the phone, so I didn't get ditched. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with that. So my point is say a real number.
Okay.
I want to complete. 50 appointments or 50, like say a finite number and
Okay.
then say the finite sales goal because you
Okay.
can't put a range on your thermometer. It needs to have a thermometer as an end. It's like I got to sell 20 grand, right?
Right.
Whatever that number is. So say a finite exact number of demos, an exact number. That's why that's third step, second step on the 6 steps. It says state in exact terms what your goal is.
Yeah.
And it's
That makes
both a
sense.
demo number and a sales number.
Yeah.
And then add in, put in parentheses right now if you want, where it says, I assure you I'm 100% no, 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 write down, go down, go down, go. Oh, you got to edit. Sorry. Go
No,
down where
you're
it says, I assure you. You should add in what you're nervous about. So above, I'm assure you, like after the word school starts and make a new paragraph and say, hey, I want to let you know this is actually a big goal and it's more than I ever thought I would do, even a couple months ago when I first started. Something like that. And I'm kind of nervous about this goal. They say become vulnerable and people fall in love with you. I mean, that's not a romance thing only. That's why people vote for people because they fall in love with their politician. And trust me,
yeah.
that happens all the time, right? Their favorite athlete, they fall in love with LeBron. They think he's the GOAT, even though they're wrong. Okay. I'm from Chicago, Michael Jordan. Okay. But you know, but you're nervous. And I'm totally stepping outside of my comfort zone to even do this. Like that's actually endearing, and the customer's like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I have never seen someone as committed or inspiring as you. This is so cool." And you're 24, They're like, "This is great." Right? What are you,
I'm
23?
20.
20. That's right. That's right. You're class 22. So, and then you say, and I want to let you know, or I assure you that I am 100% committed to giving it my absolute best, and I'm working harder then you said you got to change it to, yeah, that's probably because you copy pasted something there.
Yeah,
Right.
I did.
Yeah. So make it I'm working harder than I've ever worked before in my life. Go down, go down. No, 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 stay there. It says I assure right underneath I assure. See where it says
Oh, I
you?
see.
Yeah. So change that to I've, right? So harder than I've ever worked before in my life to hit my goals. And then you click on thermometer and you can, that's a start. Now you still got to add in word for word, right? McKenna, the word for word step 5 and 6,
Yep.
right? And don't buy, Cutco's too expensive to buy just to be nice, but I promise you, everybody I show always loves it. And so when you see something you like, I would love it if you go ahead and place the order because it'll help me hit my goals. And then really the last thing, my most important thing is that it's not so much that you buy something, because if you buy something, that's great for you and you'll love it. And most people do get Cutco. I'm ad-libbing, right? But my biggest goal is that you just like me
Hmm.
because, more than anything, we want to enjoy our time together. So you feel comfortable referring me to all your friends and family, because that's how I get my appointments. And you just told them you need 50 appointments, right? And then you say, but we'll worry about that later. We'll do that at the end. But there is something we need to do. We need to download this app, right? And
Yeah.
that goes right into downloading the app, just like your old one did. But now with the push, you've got those extra 2 paragraphs.
Yep.
Oh, this is great. And then do you have a thermometer? Can you just show it?
I
I know not
do. I
everyone
don't
has
think
this
it's
exact.
accurate. I
Yeah,
tried
not
on
everyone has
YouTube.
this exact engine, and that doesn't matter so much because we all have an engine, a place to make our thermometer. Right? And so if you change your push period goal, and again, whether it's in this little system right here on the way the Cutco orders works, or if you go to the PowerPoint
Hmm.
that we show everybody in their workbook. Okay. Either way, you just show a thermometer. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
You can make a thermometer with crayons, okay, and show it on Zoom, okay, or in person, right?
Do I
So
change my overall sales goal to what I
so
want
I
to?
would make it, but I would say SC2 push period and then put July 15th through, August 1st, right? And maybe do some capitalizing and making it really intense, and then make it 15K or 20K, right?
Okay.
You got to finish filling out that, exact number of demos and with your averages, what's your average order? Divide 20K by your average order. How many orders? And would that mean 60% closing or 80%
It won't let
closing?
me write anymore. That sucks.
I don't understand that, but that's, it is what it is, right? But
Great.
I'm sure Jesse can give you something on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic. And yeah, as you bust up that goal, you lower the goal, the thermometer goes up as whatever, right?
Yeah, totally.
So this is fantastic. Okay, so that's a great start on sharing goals.